This is it, y'all, the last few days before 503 Day. And here's the deal. We somehow got our bosses and local businesses to go all in on a free block party for all of us. That's insane. Plus, the city is making it all official with a proclamation and elevating our shared, silly idea into a real Portland holiday. So if you've been along for the ride, we hope you make it to Ankeny Alley on Saturday, May 3rd from 1 to 6:03 p.m. You can RSVP and sign up for the costume contest at portland.citycast.fm. And we just can't wait to meet you all. Have you been to the Lansu Chinese Garden? It's like an oasis of peace and beauty right in downtown Portland. And this Mother's Day, they're going all out with spring blooms. You can also get crafty with your mom and make your own corsages, origami keepsakes, or even create a custom card. Plus, they have one of the best tea rooms in the city, so you can reserve a spot at their extremely popular Mother's Day tea tasting. It's like having a little moment of zen with mom. To learn more and reserve your tea time, visit lansugarden.org/Mother's Day. Today on CityCast Portland, it's all of our top picks for the month of May in food, entertainment, and everything in between. Joining me on the show are our very own producers, John Atariani and Julia Fiaioni. It's Thursday, May 1st. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Happy May, everyone. Welcome to the show. John, Julia, thanks for joining me.
Hey, Claudia.
Happy May.
Well, if you're new to the show, our monthly guides are something we started doing here at CityCast Portland to feel just a bit more connected to our city, because we all know how easy it is to just get stuck in the same old and forget about all the cool stuff happening around you. So hopefully after you listen to today's show, you're going to walk away with some ideas for how to have the best May possible. All right, well, let's jump right in. Let's start with this month's obsession or event that you're really excited about.
Yeah, I can go first. So, as you may or may not know, I'm a big Twin Peaks fan. It was set in a fictional town in the Pacific Northwest. It was, modeled on and filmed in Snoqualmie, Washington. And one of the sort of very memorable characters was the Log Lady. Are you guys familiar with the Log Lady as a cultural phenomena, right?
She would appear at bars with a log.
Yeah.
That's the extent that I know in the show and in real life.
That's amazing.
Yes. So the real Log Lady was an actress named Catherine Coulson, which I didn't know. She was actually an Oregonian. She moved to Ashland in 1994. She was a staple at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, performing for many, many years until she died in 2015. But because of her experience on Twin Peaks and of being this character, the Log Lady, she sort of took on that persona and became a big advocate for Oregon's forests over the years. So she would go out to schools dressed up as the Log Lady and talk about forest preservation throughout Oregon for the rest of her life. Well, there's a new exhibit that's coming up at the World Forestry Center in Washington Park called What the Log Saw, honoring the legacy of Catherine the Log Lady Coulson, put together by her daughter and talking about the history of the Log Lady and Catherine Coulson's history of activism about forests throughout Oregon.
That's so crazy.
It's so weird and just super fun. It actually is opening today. This morning, if you're listening and a Twin Peaks super fan, there is a 10 to 12 a.m. opening party with coffee and donuts. And they're having a Log Lady Day costume party on May 17th, where they're asking people to come dressed up as the Log Lady.
Are you doing it?
I think I might. Yeah, I could, just get some red glasses and a log. I've got logs.
That's so
I got logs. All right. Julia, what about you? What's your pick?
Okay, so my pick for this month, an event I am obsessed with, I've been thinking about for the past few months, is Holocine's Goth Prom, happening on May 8th at Holocene on Southeast Morrison. So the tickets are about $15, and there's a whole lineup of performers. There's a local band called Constant Debauchery, and they're playing songs from Depeche Mode.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a DJ called Colin Jones. They'll be playing a whole mix of goth tunes the whole night. But the main group I'm really excited about is called Lesser Demons. And they're a rock band from Portland that has a post-punk, grunge, nu metal sound. And their stuff can get pretty experimental, but for Goth Prom, they're paying tribute to their influences and playing songs from bands like The Cure, Nine Inch Nails, Typo Negative, which is going to be a lot of fun. I already got my tickets, but the thing I'm most excited about is that if you come dressed up in full goth gear, you could be crowned prom goth royalty at the event.
Oh my gosh. What are you going to wear, Julia?
I'm still brainstorming, but I know it's going to involve a giant shoulder-padded leather jacket that used to be my nono's. So that's going to be in the mix, but I still have to put together the other details.
John, can I suggest that you go to this goth prom dressed up as the log lady? And
Yeah.
I feel
Goth
like
log lady.
you would win.
Yeah, I think like the goth log lady would be,
No one's going to deny that.
just a black log,
Yeah.
black glasses. Yeah.
Well, my pick this month is the Portland Cinco de Mayo Festival, which honestly, I didn't know happened every year, which bad on me. I learned it's the largest and longest running Cinco de Mayo festival in the Pacific Northwest.
Really?
It started something like, you guys, we've been not knowing about this for 38 years.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
It's not like, 4 years ago. 38 years this is happening. And I think it's just gotten bigger and bigger. And now it's like pretty much takes over the entire waterfront.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this happened, like the festival in part is because of Portland being sister cities with Guadalajara for something like 40 years.
Wow.
So check this out. There's going to be food, so much live music, carnival rides, and all kinds of vendors, but there's also going to be mariachi and other performers coming straight from Guadalajara, including artesanos or artisans, meaning there's going to be some really amazing handmade goods for sale that you're just not going to be able to find here in the States. That's so cool. Like, I didn't know that. Like, when I think of Cinco de Mayo, I honestly don't think very deeply about it being Mexican culture just because it feels like a very Mexican-American thing. It's not a holiday that I know is like actually celebrated in Mexico, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, this is actually really intertwined with the local Mexican community. And that's really cool. Like, people come from all around. And it's May 2nd through the 5th. Tickets are really affordable. But the reason I'm also bringing it up is, like, we are throwing our own block party
If you haven't heard of it.
on May 3rd.
Wait, we are?
Yeah. And here's the deal. If you're from the east side like we are, going downtown sometimes feels like it's a thing. Like, you have to be like, okay, am I going to drive? Am I going to take a taxi? Whatever. Here, if you come downtown on Saturday, you get to go to Cinco de Mayo and you get to go to 503 Day. And if you come early enough, you get to also go to Saturday Market.
Yeah.
And I found out that there's like an after party because there's a night market in Old Town.
Yep.
Same Saturday. That day's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be great.
You have to be there.
You guys
There's literally something for everyone.
come
All right, you know what?
through.
You convinced me, Claudia. I think I'm going to come. I think I'm going to come to 503 Day.
Are you going to show up,
I think
John?
I'll show
Thank
up.
God.
That's exciting. We're really happy that you're showing up, John.
One RSVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome, Claudia. I'm just looking at the calendar and the schedule just goes and goes and goes. There's so much going on.
Yeah. Also, we have a bonus pick this month because our sponsor this month is OMSI. There's this really cool event, the Jurassic World Brickman exhibit. Here's their pitch. Get ready for an immersive adventure like no other as Ryan Brickman McNaught reimagines Jurassic World and Lego bricks. And I gotta say, guys, I actually went because because it's 600 million blocks of Legos.
That's wild.
It's crazy. But what's so cool is that they actually have Legos for kids to, make things with. And then there's like a little showroom where they like put their creations on.
Oh.
It is the freaking cutest thing. So if you have a kid at home who loves Legos or an adult,
Yeah.
you need to go check this out. It's kind of amazing, actually. All right, well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, our top picks for food and drink. The Pacific Northwest's favorite garden event is almost here.
For 41 years, the Clackamas County Masters Gardeners Association has been bringing us the Spring Garden Fair. We're talking over 100 vendors selling locally grown annuals, perennials, specialty plants, and vegetable starts. Pretty much anything you need for your garden, which also includes hand-forged tools and garden art from local artisans. Plus, Clackamas County Master Gardeners, as always, will be there to answer questions, provide free training, and test your soil pH. That's pretty cool. There's also stuff for the kids, food, and the Portland Iris Society show on Sunday, which is a crowd fave. This is all happening this weekend at Clackamas County Fairgrounds in Canby. The parking is free. Head over to springgardenfair.org for all the details. That's springgardenfair.org. Portland's premier pop culture event is returning to the Oregon Convention Center this September 5th through the 7th. As always, Rose City Comic Con is delivering a fun, family-friendly 3-day celebration of comics, gaming, sci-fi, cosplay, anime, fantasy, and every fandom in between. Also, this year, you can meet the cast of The Goonies in celebration of the film's 40th anniversary. We're talking Corey Feldman, Martha Plimpton, and Sean Astin, to name a few. And who knows, maybe they'll have more info on the much-talked-about Goonies sequel that's in the works. For me, the cosplay competition is easily the highlight of the entire weekend. Just the time and effort that people put into their costumes is amazing. And if you're into shopping, there's the Artist Alley and Maker's Mart, where indie creators sell their wares. Rose City Comic Con isn't just comics. It's a celebration of all that is popular culture. There's quite literally something for everyone. Tickets are on sale now at rosecitycomiccon.com. That's rosecitycomiccon.com. Ready to cement your reputation as the best gift giver in your family or friend circle? Like this Mother's Day, you can give the moms in your life an Aura digital picture frame preloaded with decades of family photos. Aura frames are just a great way to share your life with the people you love most that you just don't get to see as often as you like. Recently, I gave my sister who lives down in Los Angeles an Aura frame, and now I get to see pictures of my niece and nephew, and they get to see all the places I'm traveling to and my life up here in Portland. And the photos, they look like real prints. The frames are beautiful, so everything looks professionally mounted, even though I took the picture with my phone. And also there's unlimited storage, so you can add as many photos and videos as you'd like. Aura right now has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, our listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's the one I have. I can attest it's really nice. That's auraframes.com, promo code CityCast. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. All right, guys, what are you hoping to eat and or drink this month? What are your picks?
All right. So it is starting to become summer. We're getting the warm weather. We're seeing the sunshine again. And I have just been obsessed with kulfi. Do you guys know kulfi?
I've heard of
Yeah,
it.
I've heard of kulfi, yeah.
So it is owned by a husband and wife duo. They're both first-generation South Asians. And they serve ice cream and kulfi, which is like an Indian frozen dairy dessert, but it's like just like so much richer and more delicious than your normal ice cream. They started as a bite cart, like a pedal cart serving ice cream and kulfi, and now they have a brick and mortar store on North Williams. And they use like a bunch of South Asian ingredients in their ice creams, and it's just like so delicious. I went there with my partner. She had the mango lassi kulfi popsicle, which is like their most popular flavor, and it totally lived up to the hype. I got a bowl with saffron pistachio and then a scoop of chai ice cream next to it. And then they've got like all these other like really interesting things that I want to try. They have a faluda, which they describe as a textural delight of ice cream, noodles, basil seed, jelly, sweet milk, and nuts. Yeah, right?
Oh my God.
I'm just like totally obsessed with it.
John, this looks amazing. I remember hearing about this last month when I was reading off some of the birthday perks I wanted to go check out, and I didn't get around to checking out this spot. So this is a nice reminder to me to head back there because I am a huge popsicle fan. So when there's a place that like specializes in it, they're so underrated to me. And I'm looking at all these photos on Instagram. Everything looks incredible.
Yeah.
What about you, Julia?
So, my pick for this month is actually a spot that folks may be familiar with. It's a place called Blackwater Bar, and it's reopening from its original location on Northeast Broadway, now moved to Northeast Sandy. And this is a really fun spot because it's not only a bar, it's also a music venue for punk and metal shows and a record shop during the day. But one of the things that they are known for most is their 100% vegan menu, cocktails and food included. And they have all of the classic bar food options that you'd want: chili cheese fries, wings, nachos, but also some of those like bar treats that sometimes show up but aren't always there, like mozzarella sticks and pierogies. And then they have like a whole variety of super yummy looking salads. This is a spot I never got to check out before they closed. And now that they're reopening and the record store is combined with the show venue and their menu is expanded, I'm really excited to go. And the most convenient thing for me is that it's just a bus ride away, so I could take the bus there. But have either of you been to Blackwater Bar when it was open on Northeast Broadway?
Yeah, I actually have. I think I went once, and I just remember it standing out because it was like a strictly vegan, kind of like dark death metal goth bar, you know?
Yeah.
The other thing that like I remember was it was such a sunny day, and the moment we walked in, it's like all the light got sucked out. It
Yeah.
was so dark in there. And I was just like, Blackwater indeed.
Yes.
I remember this spot, if I can sort of like sew all of my picks together, because they did a series of Twin Peaks Mondays, right? Where they were showing all of the episodes of
yeah.
Twin Peaks and had like themed events going on at the bar too. Yeah.
I do remember hearing about this. I'm noticing I'm also carrying a theme through my picks. It's just goth picks for May, I guess.
Well, that's cool. I'll have to check it out again. Not sure if I'll do it on a sunny day, but I will go check. I'll go check them out. Well, my pick is a little general because we are getting into the warmer weather, into being able to eat outside, and that just means that Portland is going to start with their pop-ups. And if you don't know what a pop-up is when restaurants basically open up their space for other people to come in and start cooking, or restaurants that don't have a brick and mortar yet, maybe go elsewhere. You know, they'll like bring in a brick oven somewhere and then just start making pizza, which is a thing that happens.
Mhm.
So this one that I'm looking at is Bauman's on Oak. They have a monthly pizza pop-up. And you guys, I know we've talked about Bauman's on Oak. They're a cidery that has been brought up by a couple of our food contributors, but they have a lot of Portland chef all-stars that are kind of moonlighting there, that are helping with the menu. So you have people who worked at like Le Pigeon and Lovely's, and they're also known for their bread. They just have this amazing bread. And here's the deal. It's a Precious Portland pop-up. So you have to go on their Instagram and see like when
Yeah.
they're going to do it that month.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to maybe just like catch it like a little leprechaun. I'm just going to be trying to find this pot of gold here.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on their Instagram.
Can I jump in with a pop-up that's
Yeah.
been catching my eye lately? So our Hey Portland newsletter writer, Rachel Monahan, has plugged this pop-up a couple times, and it's by Proletariat Butchery out in Southeast. And what they do is they have their butcher burgers for sale from 4 to 8 p.m. on the last Friday of every month. And Rachel has said that this has got to be one of the best burgers in town. And it's literally just for those 4 hours once a month, every month.
Yeah.
So I will highly plug that one. It's my hope this month to try it out. And I'll have to report back on how tasty it is.
Yeah, I've yet to have their burgers, but we've had the chef on the show, and he has a lot of opinions about grilling. Let's just put it that way. All right. Well, let's move on to what is supposed to be the most useful part of this guide, which is the hack of the month. Usually John has, I don't know what it is, if he has like a dormant dad gene or something in him, but he usually has the best hacks.
A special touch.
Yeah.
Big dad energy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Julie, do you want to go first? Because I feel like every time John goes, one of us is very annoyed that we have to go after him.
I absolutely can't. I don't know how useful this is going to be for everybody, but it was certainly useful for me. So snowboarding season is out, but skateboarding season is just beginning, and I want to...
Snowboarding season goes till the 29th of May.
I'm sorry. It's
just for the
out.
record, but go on, Julia.
I want to shout out a spot in downtown Portland on Northwest Davis Street called Tactics. They've been around since 1999, and they're a snowboard and skateboard shop, kind of all of your skate needs in one place. And you could go in and custom build a skateboard.
Huh.
And for me, somebody who used to skateboard as a kid, that was really exciting because I wanted to redefine my relationship with skateboarding and try to get it more a part of my regular routine. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't want to bike somewhere because I don't want to lug around my bike. And I don't want to just bus somewhere because that's sometimes not very fun. Nice little in between is skateboard to the bus, take the bus where you need to go. It's a perfect plan. So I went last month and custom built a board. And it really has been like such a source of joy in my life. And when I mean custom build, you can do everything. You can get the actual deck, wheels, trucks, grip tape, risers, bearings, down to the teeniest little detail. And it's really not that expensive. It's pretty comparable to if you were to buy a pretty decent pre-made board, and you get to have your own little special touch on there. And this is a poke to folks who maybe skated back in the day and haven't done it in a while or don't know where to start. I would go there, talk to the folks behind the counter. They can guide you one direction or another depending on how you want to skate, if it's for tricks or just cruising. And on top of that, I do want to shout out a few skate community groups that are in Portland that are doing a lot of really cool work to get people activated in this way. One of those being the Push Movement, Poor Oregon, and Queer Skate PDX. They're organizing folks around different skate spaces and community events. It's really cool. It's something that I hadn't gotten into since I've been to Portland because of the weather. I only did it when I lived in LA. But as I've gotten back into it, I think I look forward to the sunny days even more.
That's awesome. I'm excited to see your new board, see how you tricked it out.
Yeah, honestly, I will say when I bring it out to places, I get a lot of compliments.
Really? People are just like, wow.
People, seriously, they're like, it's skate season. I'm like, I see you.
That's so funny. John, what's your hack of the month?
I am just riding the season and saying, if you haven't gotten around to it, it is time to sign up for your CSA. Get that subscription from a local farm and get some beautiful vegetables in your life because they are just starting to come out. If you've been to the farmers markets, like the beautiful local produce is really starting to happen. And I think that getting a CSA or like community supported agriculture where you basically subscribe to a farm's produce for a season is like an absolute essential thing to do at this time of year in Portland. I have a CSA that I've been devoted to for like many, many years. And it's so much fun to just get this box either every other week or sometimes once a week of all this stuff that you might not normally cook with. And you eat so many more vegetables when you do that. And you just get so much more creative with your cooking. I absolutely adore it. Julia, there were times last summer where I was out of town and I sort of like foisted my box of produce on you.
No, and you're so right. I remember specifically looking at the box and being like, I literally have no idea what that vegetable is.
Yeah.
And it was a dragon tongue bean, which is like this skinny little long bean that's this like psychedelic purple and white color.
Yeah.
And I had no clue what to do with it. I ended up just eating them raw.
Yeah.
It tasted incredible.
Just
but
chop them up and throw them on a salad. Yeah.
yeah, just like going to somebody's like front door basically and picking up your box and just like unpacking it like a gift from Santa was so sweet. It was really a special thing.
Yeah. So the farm that I have been subscribing to is Flying Coyote out of Sandy. And unfortunately, their slots are closed for the season. So you missed the boat on Flying Coyote. But here's a couple other farms that are still accepting new members to sort of like ride the subscription through the summer. There's Gathering Together Farm. They've been around since the 80s, and their summer pickups begin on June 10th. As far as I can tell, they're still accepting new people. There's Aloysa Organic Farm. Their summer shares begin being picked up in June as well. You got like a couple weeks to sign up for them. There's Stoneboat Farm out of Hillsboro. They are currently closed, but they take on like a second set of people a lot of times midsummer. So yeah, just sort of like poke around and do some Google searches. Maybe look at your farmer's market or near your house and figure out who's there. Because a lot of them you can pick up your shares from the farmer's market.
Oh, cool.
It's also nice just to like have somebody make those decisions for you, you know? So you can just be like,
Totally.
I'm going to eat all these vegetables and they're saying that this is the good stuff. But yeah, I definitely like, it's my favorite thing about Portland summers.
Oh, I used to subscribe to Flying Coyote.
You were Flying Coyote?
Yeah. But that's the thing is, you know, you leave town for a couple weeks and then you're just like, what am I supposed to do with these vegetables? And
Yeah.
it just became
It's true. It can. If you have to keep up on it, or else you get buried in beautiful produce, slowly dying a like very painful death in your refrigerator.
Sharing the depth of my anxiety, where I'm just like, it was too much. It was too much.
Yeah.
It was too many vegetables. I didn't know what to do. Was I supposed to eat them? I don't know.
I don't eat a boomerang squash or
Yeah.
I also signed up to their I don't know if they still have it, but they had like a sauerkraut. And that's what's so cool about these CSAs. It's not just veggies. Some of them will have like sourdough bread and just like really cool, or jams, honeys.
There's meat, there's egg CSAs.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff.
It's pretty awesome.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, my hack is actually related to what I'm looking forward to eating and drinking. So the thing about pop-ups is that it's really hard to figure out, like, unless you're in the know, you're like a food writer or you're friends with like a restaurateur or whatever, it's so hard to know when this pop-up is coming.
Yeah.
And so I was like, there's got to be a list or something. I found an Instagram. It's City of Pop-Ups, and it's basically a Portland pop-up guide.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. People submit their pop-ups. I found a few on there that I was like, yep, this is legit. I would do this. But also I wanted to shout out some restaurants that if you follow their Instagram, you're going to find some amazing pop-ups this summer. And that's Magna Cucina, the Dame Collective. Jeju always has, like, they're always teaming up with someone. Xiao Ye does it as well as Khan. They tend to do some pretty crazy pop-ups that, to be honest, when I see the price tags, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I don't know if I can pay rent this month if I go to this pop-up.
Yeah.
Anyhow, check out the Instagram feed, City of Pop-Ups, and yeah, good luck.
Claudia, I think you did it. I think you won the hack of the month.
Shut up, really?
I think you win.
I think you have.
I think you got it.
And I will say, anytime I've gone to a pop-up and they discontinue, it's just like this heartbreaking process of like, wow, I have to balance my excitement for experiencing new pop-up with the grief of knowing that it's eventually going to disappear because it's a pop-up. So be kind to yourselves when you go and dive into this list.
All right, we're at that part of the show where we think of all the things that we listed, we pick our favorite, we vote for the one that we think we're going to all do together.
So selfishly, I am going for my own this month. I'm going for Kulfi because it's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, you guys. Who doesn't like popsicles? Plus, you need to come over and see my house. We can like eat some popsicles on the back porch. It'll be really nice.
I love this.
I think I might have to just skateboard there because I'm not going to expect you guys to skateboard with me.
Am I the only non-skateboarder on this podcast? Because you skateboard too, Claudia, or you have.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't actively skateboard, but what's so funny is I still have my 2 boards.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, actually my 3 boards, because I also have a penny board.
Oh, my favorite.
Well, there you go. Skateboard over to my house.
We can hold hands while we're skateboarding.
Oh, so cute. I would love to hang out at your house. Your house is nice.
Kulfi party.
Let's do it.
May 2025. Let's do it.
All right, we got it.
Yay.
Sorry, listeners. Well, you're not invited. Sorry. No, I'm like, everyone listening, come on, we're going to John's house.
My
Find his
neighbor's
house.
like, why does John have 300 people over all of a sudden? What? Who
That's
is this
really-
guy?
All eating popsicles.
I love that you think 300 people listen to our show. I really think that's sweet.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with me, everyone for listening, and Omzi for sponsoring this monthly guide.
Yeah.
I hope that everyone has the best May possible, and see you May 3rd on 503 Day in the alley. I'll see you in the alley.
I'll see you in the
See you
alley.
in the alley, Claudia.
Hank in the alley.
See ya.
Well, that's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.